do? Like, besides, covering the Thunder, I know it's like a dream of yours right now. You're living a dream covering them, but did you ever plan on going further? Like, for example, like for like a major network or something like that?
I've always gotten, reached out to by major networks and stuff. I think the main thing for me is just the fact that I have mutual respect with a lot of the major companies, whether it be Bleacher Report, TNT, ESPN, Fox. We've all reached out. We've had conversations in the past and stuff. My main thing is just continuing to do what I do with the Sneaker Reporter brand, and just continue to push the envelope and create a lane so that I can have, more sneaker reporters in different arenas in different states. That's the main goal. So sooner or later, I'll get there. I got a lot of writers under my website right now, and we've been working really hard. So that's gonna be the next phase. But honestly, I just can't see myself with the big networks and stuff like that, just because of the fact I already know how it is to be a boss and how to have creative control, and I know what my image is and what I'm trying to get out to the people, And my thing is, I just base myself on being genuine and trying to be the people's champ. I try to give the people what they want, and that's something I feel like I've been able to do. And sometimes I feel like the bigger networks, they just keep flooding, but at the same time, you want to have that interaction with your fans. And that's where I think I come in, because I talk to everybody, whether it be at the arena talking to the janitors all the way up to, Clay Bennett himself, so that's just how I am. I've always been that type of person, and that's how the way my mom raised me and my dad.
Wow, man. Talk about being humble right there. Like, that was very well said, what you just said right there. I mean, I respect that 120%, man. That was very well said. I respect that. And just moving forward, so knowing that you said you started a sneaker brand, so how did that all start? So what gave you the idea to start your own sneaker brand? Like, did it just come to mind? Did you brainstorm about it, or how did it all work?
I mean, the whole Sneaker Reporter brand came from, when I was in Boston, I was covering the Celtics, and I always wear a suit and tie combination. Like, people don't know, I got suits for days. I'm a Stacey Adams type of guy. It's just the fact that you get caught up in the brand and you get caught up in just trying to continue to push the envelope. But when I was in Boston, I had a suit and tie combination on, and a lot of the reporters, back in Boston, whether it be Gary Washburn from the Boston Globe and, even Stephen A. Smith and Mark Spears, some of those guys, they just kept coming up to me, after time and stuff. And they were like, this ain't you, man, on Instagram and on, Twitter and in everyday life, you wearing sneakers and doing this, that, and the third. They was like, won't you just be yourself and try to find a niche and everything? So then the main thing for the Sneaker Reporter was just kind of to just be able to, be myself, so I could wear casual clothing and wear sneakers at the same time and be able to just, have a niche and be able to create conversation with the players. Because when I walk in the locker room, they're like, oh, snap, where you get those from? And that opens dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So that automatically gives me an advantage, because some of the reporters that are in the locker rooms, 9 times out of 10, they're wearing dress shoes and stuff. So I always wanted to find a way to stand out instead of fitting in. And that was the way I was able to do that, because once you open that dialogue, then it turns into a conversation. Then it turns into, okay, I'm going to see what you got on the next time. Or and it just continues like that. So I always tried to carry that niche. And I feel like I am one of the first reporters that actually was doing that, back when nobody was doing that, I was doing that. So I always pride myself on that. And I ain't trying to toot my horn or nothing like that. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people always just try to label me as the sneaker guy. And it's like, look, I'm a sneakerhead, but I still got the reporter side of it is, a sneaker comes from me wearing sneakers, but I still got to be a reporter. I still got a job to do. So it's like, at the end of the day, people always come up to me about sneaker stuff. But, I always want them to take me as serious as a reporter too. And that's something that I've been able to obtain over the years. And I've been blessed that people, put a lot of respect on my work craft, and at the same time, they put respect on my name. So that's just where it came from.
Man, and then speaking of that, how many sneakers do you have, like, in your wardrobe? You probably have a lot, don't you?
Yeah, too many, man. Too many to count. I got an Oklahoma stash. I got a Boston stash. I got I got some I got some up in Houston. I got some with family out there. I got, it's bad, man. I got storage units. It's just, yeah. I don't know how many I got right now. But I will give you a number. I will get you up to date and I'll give you a number.
Oh man, that's when you know. That's when you know you're big time when you have that many on you. Because that's like up to par with somebody like Shannon Sharp. Because I remember one time he sold his wardrobe one time on Twitter, and it showed like all the different suits he had and how many different combinations and how many shoes he had. I'm pretty sure you have more than he does.
I saw that. I saw that video too. That was crazy. It was cool though. I'm not that type of person that would do that though, because I always like the mystique. I always like the fact that nobody knows what I could pull out any given night.
Oh, that's perfect right there. Whenever it's like you can say, "Oh, this is exclusive material. You don't know nothing about this." Like it's kind of like it's kind of like whenever people listen to new music and then say, for example, like you're in the car and then you got the aux cable, you play something new and they have nobody in the car knows what it is. They're like, "Oh, what is that?" And you're like, "Oh man, I can put you on." And stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Yeah, definitely. Because people always. I've had people. I'll be like, "Hey, man, we need to see a collection." I'm like, "Nah, y'all not ready to see it." Like that's just me. I just don't like the fact. I don't like people knowing what I can pull out, and I just like the mystique about it. I just want to be able to, pop something out when I need to. If I need, if I know it's gonna be a big game or something, I might wear something crazy. But at the end of the day, it's just the fact that nobody knows what I'm capable of.
Exactly. And then I wanted to ask you this. So about reverting back to Kobe Bryant. So you said you interviewed Kobe Bryant. So
yeah.
You said you interviewed more than once, or?
Yeah. I interviewed him. First time I interviewed Kobe was back in 2010 or 11. So yeah, about 2010 or 11, I want to say. And first time I interviewed him, I was interviewing him, and my mom called me. And if you know anything about the iPhone, especially back then, if somebody calls you while you're recording and you're not on airplane mode, it just automatically shuts off the video. So I just kept going with the interview and just kept going with it. And then after that, I was like, oh, I just wanted to let you know, Kobe, I wasn't able to get that. You think I could ask a couple more questions or whatever? My mom called and messed up my video. And he was like, nah, get out of here, mama's boy. He's like, I'll see you next year. And then it just kind of so it just kind of just kept going from there. Every year I would see him and stuff. He's like, oh, you got your camera ready, mama's boy? Like, so it was pretty cool. So, it was, so it was cool when he came out. I was here, obviously his last away game in his career was in Oklahoma City. So it was cool to be able to, get the chance to talk to him for a little bit after that. And just be around him for that moment, And it was really cool because I was able to talk to him and interview him about, where the NBA, where the NBA is going with the talent. If it's left in good hands with KD and Russ and stuff like that. And it was a humbling experience, and definitely something I'll never take for granted.
Exactly, and then the fact that you got a chance to even interview him more than once, and then he even gave you a nickname. That's for sure. I mean, that's something that you could tell stories to the next gen of people and stuff like that. I mean, that's something
definitely.
I would definitely hold on to that. I mean, that's something that not many people can say that they've got a chance, the opportunity to do. And
and it all happened from my mom. She was like, she ended up calling while I was at the arena.
So how about that? She did you a favor right there.
Yeah, she did. She did without knowing it.
But besides that, so knowing that Oklahoma City's playing against the Bulls next, so I wanted to ask you this: so do you get a chance to travel with the team, or how does that all work?
All the traveling, usually you can go through the team and get approvals and stuff like that. But majority of the time, I'll go on my own though. It just depends.
Oh, that still must be fun, especially going to different cities and be able to cover them, and so
definitely.
So do you also have
that's why I said.
Oh no, keep going. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say that's why I said the team definitely looks out no matter what. I could go wherever I want. As long as the team's there, they always take care of me. Ever since day one, since I've been here, once they saw the work ethic I had and how hard I was trying to be great at what I'm doing, they just take care of me no matter what. And that's why I said I'm forever grateful for the organization.
And speaking of that, how is Billy Donovan as a coach? Whenever you get a chance to interview him, I'm pretty sure he's a good guy and everything. How is it like? What is it like talking to him?
Billy's a good guy. It's weird for me. I don't really go into Billy into Billy's post games or anything like that, or his pregame, because I'm the type of person I feel like, excuse me, I feel like everybody's gonna tweet out the same starting lineup. Everybody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't give too much. But when we're on the road and stuff, that's when I usually do a lot of Billy Donovan. And when I get the chance to talk to him and stuff, you know, he has a high IQ. You know, every time just listening to him, you know he lives basketball, you know, and he knows what he's talking about, you know, and that comes from him being a player all the way to going to being a coach in Florida, all the way to where he's at now on the Thunder. So everybody has the utmost respect for him, including myself. I think he's a great basketball mind, and Sam wouldn't have brought him in here if he didn't know what he was up to.
And I know this is a little bit off topic, but it still applies to what you do. So I notice whenever you tweet out, like during football season, I notice you'll tweet out some football news too. Like, do you ever get a chance to cover any NFL games, or how does the NFL work with you?
For the NFL, it's crazy. I haven't had the chance to actually cover an NFL game. I'm pretty sure I could if I wanted to. But that's something that I'm trying to work on this year for a couple of the employees that I have under me on the Sneaker Reporter staff. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I haven't been in a football locker room besides playing football, but I'm looking forward to that, you know, in the future. And that's the next step, I think, for the brand, is just being able to get credentialed for NFL, Major League Baseball, you know, different things like that. So you're gonna see some things that you know, be growing over the next year and a half.
So speaking of your own brand, like, do you plan on starting like your own like major network in the future?
I would love that. You know, I would love that. You know, if anything's possible. You know, you got to take baby steps first, though. You know, I'm trying to take care of the website stuff first, and then I want to get to the app. And then after I do an app, I want to get to the radio. And then once you dominate radio airwaves, then I want to be able to get to TV. So it's all baby steps, and there's always a process. You got to just continue to create revenue and continue to push the envelope and move forward.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, man. And not because I'm a big fan. I can just see it happening. Like, going off what you've been telling me, the work ethic that you've been putting in for the past decade or so, like, it's sure showing. And I mean, and it's growing. Like, I know your Instagram account has several, like, thousands of followers. And then, that brings me to a question too. I just realized this. So I noticed a year ago, your Twitter account had like just as many, if not more, followers than your Instagram account. And I remember you had to create a new one. So if you don't mind me asking, what all happened?
It was a copyright infringement. That's what they said. And it's weird because every time I go on Twitter, like, the account's still sitting there, it's just suspended. So it's like I'm still looking at all the accolades and all the followers and everybody I got on there, but I can't do anything. So that's the toughest thing. It was one of those. It was actually at a game where Russ was dancing and they were playing some. I think it was like a Future song or something like that in the background. And then they told me to take it down. I took it down, but then they was like, "Oh, there's multiple videos." And by the time I was trying to take them down, they already shut down the links and suspended my account. So it was too late. So it was crazy too, because I accumulated a lot of following on there. Because anything I used to put up on Twitter would go viral. So now it's just, you know, Twitter's kind of depressing to me right now, because I'm in that start over phase, and it's like, you know, some people are like, we don't know if this is Travis, we don't know if, you know, this could be an imposter, but you know what I'm saying? So that's the toughest part, and it's been a challenge, you know, because I can't get that account back, it seems like. So, you know, I'm just trying to. My main thing is, and what I've been trying to do, and it's tough to do it obviously without the big networks, is trying to get verified on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the two that I'm trying to, because there's so many people that try to, you know, impersonate who I am on different platforms. And I'm trying to secure that so that people can understand it. No, this is me, you know? So it's been challenging.
Yeah, you should, because, like, I can see it happening too. I can see you getting verified pretty soon, because you're like about 5,000 followers away from being at 100K on Instagram. And
yeah.
And I mean, what was that?
No, I was gonna say I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say I've been trying for like the good last 3 to 4 years. It's been tough.
Man, I wonder why it doesn't make any sense, because it's so, you are a credible source, man. You cover a professional basketball team, and you also have your own sneaker brand, and you also cover NFL. I mean, like, you're pretty much self-made. Like, you do your own thing. I'm surprised how they're not even giving you any feedback. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, man. You and me both, man. You and me both. At the end of the day, I don't need to be verified on social media when I'm verified in the locker rooms, and that's how I look at it.
Yeah, and it's